Good morning, everybody. The topic for today's presentation is patriarchy and gender oppression as reflected in the novels of Anuradha Sharma Pujari and Manikuntala Bhattacharjee. I am Anamika Devi, Assistant Professor, Department of English, LGB Girls College, Tezpur, Assam. This is the introduction of my paper. I am going to discuss about the discrimination and oppression of the women characters in the two novels Sahebpurar Borosun and Bordwani by Anuradha Sharma Pujari and Manikuntala Bhattacharjee. Here, discrimination and oppression on the basis of a person's gender is seen, and this means unfair treatment to that person. Through oppression, a woman has been restricted and prohibited from actualizing fundamental wants and needs. Through women's writing, confidence and courage is built up among the oppressed women for self-assertion. Patriarchal system is identified responsible for women's oppression for perpetuating discriminatory behavior and attitude towards marginalized women. A woman in a patriarchal society has to live within a restricted boundary without having any freedom to be an individual. After that, I want to analyze the novel Sahebpurar Borosun by Anuradha Sharma Pujari. In the novel Sahebpurar Borosun presents objectively new female experiences of a new woman called Borsa. Borsa's mother is a victim of economic oppression and exploitation in the novel, where she is treated as a material without having human emotion. Women's oppression and gender discrimination is related to the institution called marriage. So here, Anuradha Sharma Pujari in the novel Sahebpurar Borosun portrays the experience of a woman. The protest against male domination and deprivation of rights is shown through the women characters Borsa, Binodini and Borsa's mother. In the character of Borsa's mother, feminist Gerda Lerner's argument is apparent. Gerda Lerner argues that economic oppression and exploitation are based as much on the materialization of female sexuality and the appropriation by men of women's labor power and her reproductive power as on the direct economic acquisition of resources and powers. Here in the novel, Borsa's mother is the victim of economic oppression and exploitation and is treated as a material without having human emotion. Though she is doing her duty as a housewife, saves money for her children, she has to tolerate the injustices and oppression done to her by her husband. Borsa in the novel states, in spite of being an educated lady, Ma means mother, you have to wait for my father's permission in every step of your life. After that, I want to analyze the status and improvement of women in a given society. So when we speak of relative improvements in the status of women in a given society, this means that we are seeing improvements in the degree in which their situation affords them opportunities to improve within the system of patriarchy, where women have relatively more economic power. They are able to have somewhat more control over their lives than in societies where they have no economic power. In the character of Borsa's mother, this argument by Gerda Lerner we hear apparent, where she has no control over her life, where Borsa's mother has no control over her life and she has to depend on her husband for support. She has to adjust herself with her subordinate position in the family. women's oppression and gender discrimination is related to the institution called marriage. The famous feminist Beauvoir asserts that the traditional form of marriage, even though it is undergoing through modification, there is still oppression that men and women experiences in different way. In terms of theoretical rights, spouses appear equal today, but as long as the man retains economic responsibilities for the couple, this is only an illusion. This institution has been created for the benefit of men. This is apparent in the novel Sahebpura Borosan in the character of Borsa's mother. Borsa's father, who enters his house late at night after spending time in gambling and drinking with his friends, he never bothers about his children and his wife because he is acutely aware of the economic advantage that he has over his wife. In spite of serving him and his family without thinking of herself, she has to wait for her husband's permission in each and every matter of her life. Borsa states in the novel, I have seen from my childhood that my mother used to wait till midnight for my father. He enters late at night. Does he never feel pity for my mother? I don't know what you will say about my mother's adjustment, but this is totally injustice he is doing to my mother and to the family. Again, Beauvoir says that dependence is interiorized. She is a slave, even conducts herself with apparent freedom, while the husband is essentially autonomous and incented from the outside. This is apparent in the character of Borsa. After leaving her fiancé, Prantik, when Borsa joined in the NGO in Sahebpura, her mother used to scold her, considering her decision as wrong. Borsa reveals to her mother that both Prantik and she has different mentality, but her mother still persuades her to get married with Prantik because he is rich and educated. Here also, we see that internal dependence and conditioning so deeply rooted in the patriarchy that her mother, even she is aware that her daughter is suffering mentally and is not happy with Prantik, yet orders Borsa to go back to her oppression. Thus, Borsa is playing the subservient role, but as the realization of her uncertain future with Prantik dawns on her, change comes to her life. She undergoes an emotional transformation, gaining courage gradually to leave Prantik and to live her life alone. Beauvoir argues a woman, whether she is rich or poor and whether she is white or black, has to fight her own struggle herself. After struggling a lot, she takes a decision, and Borsa, she wants the whole male-made world. She said to Prantik, forgive me Prantik, I can never be your wife due to your thinking on and your idea of me. There would remain no dignity and existence of mine. Like that, in the novel Bordwani by Manikuntala Bhattacharjee, the women character Bordwani reflects the life of a woman in a conservative society regulated and controlled by patriarchy. In a patriarchal society, Bordwani is oppressed by the prescribed gender roles for men and women. Bordwani's specific approach to Punyodhar's elder sister and his family's oppressive personalities can be explained by Millet's view that conditioning to the patriarchal ideology, which means that there is socialization of the sexes to the prescribed patriarchal politics, which means there are certain traits in temperament and behavior that are deemed as convenient for the superior status of the male and female patriarchs. These traits that condition in females are passivity, ignorance, docility, virtue, and ineffectuality. In patriarchy, oppression occurs through sex roles. Millet asserts that sex role assigns domestic service and attendance upon infants of the females. The rest of human achievement, interest and ambition upon the male. The limited role allotted to the female arrests her at the level of biological experience. Millet states that. And this argument of Millet echoes in the character of Bordwani. For Bordwani, her identity can be achieved through the role that is expected of her as a woman, even though it is oppressive in nature. As a female and as a wife, she is pressurized and required to fulfill her roles by giving birth a boy child. So sex roles assigned for each sex in patriarchy is clearly beneficial for men and is oppressive towards women. In the novel, the women character Lahori, Bordwani's sister-in-law, tries to convince Bordwani for her husband's second marriage. Lahori states, "Bo means sister-in-law. You are thinking about your happiness. What will you do with your happiness? You cannot give birth to a boy child, and so you should not deprive your husband from having a child. So you try to make Punyodhar, your husband, agree to marry Renumai." Thus, in the novel Bordwani being ignorant, docile and passive wife of Punyodhar, submits to that patriarchal society. In the conclusion, I narrates that both the novels, the women characters had fulfilled their journey for freedom and had rescued their true identity. Women characters come out of prescribed boundaries of patriarchal society by resisting the imposed limitations and dominations. Women characters like Borsa, Binodini, Bordwani, after struggling a lot, replaced the timid and silent women to the confident and courageous women by breaking gender barriers imposed upon them. Thank you.